Hello everyone and welcome back to another What's So Shiok video review. So today I got a new watch from Phoibos, which is a Hong Kong based watch microbrand. So they sent me their new Phoibos Leviathan and let's take a look. So it comes in this like travel case sort of. You get some booklets. You get apparently you get a free rubber strap. And there you go. There's the watch itself. Wow, this is a big bronze piece. Alright, let me take off the protection stickers and tell you guys my initial opinions. Okay, I'm back. So this is a Phoibos Leviathan, which is their newest dive watch. Now Phoibos is of course most known for offering bang for buck dive watches, and this is their latest offering. My initial impression is that wow, this is really a big bold beast. Not just bold in terms of its size, but also in terms of you can look at it, the angular nature of the case. Now let's talk briefly about the specs of this watch. The specification of this watch is actually pretty good. In fact, I would say it's pretty darn good for the price. Now the price of this watch is 369 USD, which translates about slightly under 500 Sing. If you use the promo code WASOSHIOK, you get 10% off all Phoibos watches, which brings the cost of this down to about 440 Singapore dollars, which I think is great for the specs. Now, first and foremost, it uses a double dome sapphire crystal. You can actually very clearly, maybe not on camera, but in person you can, find, there you go. You can see clearly how the sapphire is domed and it's double domed. So there's a very nice distortion effect as well. Now, of course, if you know the cost of materials, a double dome sapphire is the most expensive sort of sapphire you can find. It's more expensive than your flat sapphire, of course, and also your single dome. So I'm really intrigued and really impressed that they're able to put a double dome sapphire crystal here. Of course, moving on to the case itself is made from marine grade bronze, so your patina nicely over time. I believe the strap buckle is made from bronze as well, so your patina alongside the watch. So yeah, the case made from bronze. The movement that you can glimpse at, that is a closed case back, so as is the case with most dive watches, but you can glimpse the movement through the open heart here. You can see the balance wheel taking away. So the movement inside is a NH38, which is the NH38, for those of you that don't know, is the open heart cousin of the NH35, which is the workhorse movement that powers a lot of microbrand watches at this price point. I have no issues with the NH35. I said it multiple times in my written reviews and even in my video reviews that the NH35 is probably my favorite movement in this like sub 500 Singapore dollars price range. I greatly prefer it to the Miyota 8 series movement, which have sometimes been prone to reliability issues, as well as the issue of the stuttering second hand. But yeah, very happy that NH38 is in here. Some specs, for those of you that don't know, it has about 42 hours of power reserve. It has a 21,600 beats per hour. It has your 24 jewels, but point is that it is a very reliable movement that can be serviced anywhere in the world. Moving on to the strap. Now the strap is actually very nice, one of the best straps I've ever seen on like a sub $500 watch. I believe this is a handmade strap as well. You can tell from the hand stitching here. You can tell that this strap is hand stitched because the stitching is of the same thickness on both sides. So if it's a machine stitch strap, it will be thicker here but slimmer here. But here you have the stitching being the same thickness on both sides, which leads me to believe that this is a handcrafted strap. Very nice navy blue to complement the blue bezel, as well as the blue dial. Yeah, that's a very nice strap, stitch strap look as well. Very impressed by the strap here. Onto the loom. Of course, being a dive watch, this watch has a ton of loom. In fact, it uses your Swiss Voluminova, so it lasts very well it glows very brightly and lasts very long in the dark. Let me just pop out a loom shot here for you guys don't hate to see. very impressive look, I must say. No complaints whatsoever. Yeah, so that's it for the specifications. Now overall the specifications of the watch I think are great. You get a double dome sapphire, which is a surprise. You get marine grade bronze, the patina over time. You get a very nice handcrafted strap here that is very soft, very pliable, but also thick enough to support this bulky dive watch. Oh, I forgot to mention as well. Of course, being a dive watch, it has a helium escape valve and is water resistant to 500 meters. So this isn't like one of those fake desk divers that you only can bring in the shower with those 100 or even 200-meter water resistance. This is an actual diver. You can bring this into the sea as a screw. It has a screw down crown, which that and the helium escape valve contributes to a 500-meter water resistant rating. You can bring this to your scuba diving whatsoever. Probably not on the leather strap. That's why they included a free rubber strap. But yeah, you can bring this to the pool, to the sea, to dive, no issues. But yeah, they just show that it has great specifications for the price, as with most Phoibos watches, right? Double dome sapphire, a reliable NH8 movement, a bronze case, you have very nice handcrafted strap, and overall, there's even like Swiss Pearl Luminova and a helium escape valve. So what else could you ask for on a $450 watch after the promo code below? It's a very nice value proposition, I must say. Now moving on to the aesthetics of the watch. Now let me just bring this closer to the camera. Look at that. Look at that. That fume, textured blue dial is a beauty to behold, I must say. It's really, really very nice. Now, of course, this sort of fume dials aren't uncommon, so to speak. Spinnaker has it, several other watch brands has it, especially on dive watches. But I think it's very well executed here. Let me just bring this closer to the cameras to show you guys the different angles and how it plays with the light. Very nice. You get it. You see that it's lighter in the center and then darker towards the edges. Very nice. You get nice applied indices as well. This might be a bit controversial, but here you have the indices with faux patina. I'm not going to convince you whether it's a good thing or bad thing. People have very strong opinions on faux patina, but I'll just say this. On this watch, I have no issue with it. I think it pairs well with the bronze case, but of course you may think differently. There's also the open heart. Perhaps we'll move the hand away so you guys can see the open heart is full glory. The crown winds so nicely as well. You can see the open heart at the 9 o'clock position. It's a very, very nice reminder that you're indeed wearing a mechanical watch. So yeah, it's not perhaps the most mind-blowing dial, like it doesn't reinvent the playbook in any way, but it's just a really nicely composed dial with a fume dial with applied indices with full patina and your open heart for some visual interest. Moving on to the bezel, there's a 120 click DLC. So again, not your PVD but DLC for tougher scratch resistance and coating. Oh my, wow! I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me see if you guys can hear that. It clicks. Oh, it rotates so well. Wow, I'm very impressed. There's very little play as well. This is. Let me just turn it again. Do you guys hear how solid that is? Wow, there's little to no play. Look at that. There's no play at all. Wow. Wow. So far, I would say the bezel has been the most. Now, this is the first time I interacted with this watch. I just stood it out of the box, literally. But the bezel has to be one of the most impressive components of this. The rotation, is very well built. This is solid. I would say this, I know this may seem a bit ridiculous, but it genuinely rivals how I have a Tudor Black Bay Dark. For those of you that follow my Instagram, it rivals how well the bezel on the Black Bay Dark turns. This is a very well made bezel, really very well. If you are really going for a dive with this, you have no issues actually using the bezel to calculate elapsed times. More often than not, most divers are desk divers nowadays, so the bezel doesn't really work very well. But man, this is great. Onto the case. Again, as I mentioned briefly in the intro, the case has this sort of angular lines, you see. These angular lines that's present in the case, leading to this very angular crown guards. You get a bit of beveling here. You see how it's not just a straight edge, but there's sort of like a beveled component to it. So clearly some thought has been paid as well. You see all this, very nicely faceted lugs for more bold, more striking in visual interest. Yeah, on the wrist, this faceted nature of the case really lends itself to a more striking look. Again, some thought has been paid. I don't think this is a factory case. Clearly, some thought has been made to make it stand out from the masses of dive watches out there. On the back is stainless steel. Most bronze watches have stainless steel case backs so as to prevent any allergic reaction that you might have to bronze when the patinas if it touches your skin. But yeah, stainless steel case back. Simple, nothing much of note. The Phoibos logo here. You get some porthole inspirations here. You get some relevant specifications like engraved here, but nothing much to note. Simple case back. But yeah, overall I'm very impressed by this watch. Let me put it on my wrist and show you guys. Alright, here you go. Look at that. Wow. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful on the wrist. Now, I forgot to mention that this is actually a limited edition. So each color variant is only limited to 100 pieces each. So there's that sort of exclusivity as well, if you're into that. The watch, being a dive watch, of course, is a bit bulky. It's 15.5 mm thick. So this is not going to slip under any shirt cuff. This is probably a weekend, outdoors watch for you, as it should be. It's also rather thick at 45. I mean, it's also rather wide, rather big at 45 millimeters wide. On my 7-inch wrist, I think it fits well. I would say it's probably about at the maximum of what I would accept. The lux doesn't protrude, as you guys can see, so it still fits well, as acceptable, but definitely on the larger side. Again, as it should be. It's a dive watch, right? It's a big, bulky bronze dive watch. Overall, I must say that the Phoibos Leviathan is very impressive. The specifications are great for the price. The looks are great for the price. I'm very impressed by the little details, such as how well the bezel turns, such as the angular nature of the case. It's a very well made and well conceived watch that, to be honest, I have no problems recommending. I think if you're in this price range, 400 plus Singapore dollars, looking for a big bronze dive watch, this is one of the most affordable options you can find. I'm sure there are others, from like Spinnaker or those sort of brands, but I don't think you can beat this in terms of the specifications, as well as just how well the look of it is executed. Very nice. If you're interested in this watch, interested in any other of the Phoibos watches, you can head over to the website and use the promo code WASOSHOK for 10% off. Aside from the Leviathan, I also recommend, I'm still wearing the Proteus here, which has a meteorite dial. I think they just added some new variants of the Proteus, some cheaper variants on a leather strap. So you can check that out as well. I think there's even a forged carbon Proteus now available. Very nice. I'll link a link to my written review if you guys haven't checked it out. But yeah, the Proteus is very nice as well. But the Leviathan though, if bronze is your thing, I would say, and you're looking for a dive watch, affordable dive watch, I won't break the bank, go for the Leviathan. If bronze is not your thing, but you're still looking for an affordable, well-made dive watch, go for the Phoibos Proteus. Both are very nice, very well-made watches. Alright, that's it for me for today. If you like this video, if you like this watch, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. That really help the channel a lot. As always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, if you're interested in any one of Phoibos watches, use the promo code WASOSHOK for 10% off. Alright, see you guys. Ciao.